Welcome to Win Souls TV. This is your host. Y'all already know who it is, Jeff Thomas. Okay? Anyway, I was reading in the Word today. John 8:31 through 36. Let me read that to you guys. So Jesus said to those who had believed in him, "If you abide in my word, hold fast to my teachings, and live in concordance with them, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." They answered him, "We are Abraham's offspring, and have never been in bondage to anyone." "What do you mean by saying you will be set free?" Jesus answered them, "I assuredly, most solemnly I tell you, whoever commits and practices sin is the slave of sin. Now, a slave does not remain in a household permanently. The Son of Man does remain forever. So if the Son liberates you, then you are really and unquestionably free. Free indeed." Okay. Now let's break that down a little bit. There are a lot of Christians that say, "Oh, well, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free." Well, guess what? Telling the truth is always something that's gonna set you free. But I don't necessarily believe. Now, I didn't go to theology school, okay? But I will tell you this: I don't necessarily believe that just telling the truth in terms of truth or a lie is just the thing that Jesus is talking about here. Because the T in truth is a capital T. And so that's a personal pronoun. And so if that's that, then he's talking about the truth that he is talking about is himself. He says that he is the way, the truth, and the life, right? And so if that's the case, then he's saying that himself is the one that can set people free, right? And yes, it is very important to tell the truth, in terms of a truth and a lie, because the word tells us that, one of the 7 things that the Lord hates is a lying tongue. So he does want us to tell the truth, but here he's talking about himself setting other people free. And then, they're just asking, how, you're saying you're making these outlandish claims. What do you mean by you will be set free? Well, a lot of people and a lot of Christians, and I grew up in a Baptist church, so we didn't talk about bondage, but they'll talk about, oh, well, this person, has an addiction. This person has this person has that. And I'm not putting it all under the umbrella of something that is spiritual. Some things have to do with the body. Other things, are spiritual, right? Which is why we have doctors, okay? But what I will say is that a lot of the times when we are in this place of bondage, this place of addiction, this place of whatever, there is usually a spiritual tie that is in association with that. And you have heard me talk about in my videos that a lot of the time that we are held bondage to the sin that we are susceptible to. So basically, the sin that you give into is the sin that will hold you captive, the sin that will keep you in bondage if you create an environment for any type of demonic activity to latch onto it. And what does that look like? It looks like this. So say I begin to masturbate, or I begin to have sex, or I begin to do this, I begin to do that. If I'm not convicted and I don't repent immediately and turn my thinking away from that and in turn turn my body away from that, well, guess what? Now I have created a doorway for Satan to enter in, because not only did I sin, but then I didn't view that as a sin. I thought it was okay. I can continue doing whatever I want to do, living in rebellion, which is to witchcraft in the word. And, that is in a place where now Satan can enter in and then also contribute to that addiction, can also contribute to that bondage, and he will enter in wherever we give him the smallest little crevice. And so what the Lord is saying here is that he is the only one that can set us free from any type of bondage that is tied to some type of spiritual places of darkness, okay? Regions of captivity. By the way, that is a very good book by Anna Mendez Farrell. Go get that, okay? Now, he goes on and he talks about, now a slave does not remain in a household permanently, right? So the person that is in bondage, the household that he is talking about is a house is a place of safety, a place of comfort, a place where you can be yourself, unwind, and let your guard down while also being taken care of. Okay, you don't have to worry about birds pooping on your head. You don't have to worry about people driving by shooting you, whatever. You at home, you're safe. You can walk around with your t-shirt on and your holy socks, and nobody be able to see you. Okay, and what he's saying is he's the one that abides in that house and protects us. I think that he's talking about our vessel. Okay, he's the one that abides in that vessel and keeps us protected. But the people that have enjoyed sin, have enjoyed living out of that sin, and are now in bondage, they don't stay in the house. Why? Because sin separates us from God. Okay, and so they'll find themselves drifting away from God, and he is the only one that can bring them back on that narrow path that leads to heaven. Okay, I'm not going to get into the huge debate of whether once saved, always saved, or can you lose your salvation, blase. Okay, I think that that's dumb. All I care about is fulfilling the things of the word that the Lord has called us to do. Okay, now if we're being obedient to the word, that's not a concern. Okay, but what I will say is that fulfill your purpose, fulfill the things that he has told us to do universally, and you don't have to worry about all of these huge debates. Just focus on what he has already told us to do, and when you're moving out of obedience encompasses all. Okay, you guys be blessed and stay out of bondage. Okay, ta-ta.